Hello. I don't normally talk about things on YouTube. I'm not one to preach on YouTube. I'm not that sort of fucking person, you know. But now I thought I need to get something on there, you know, something really important. At the moment, there's headlines everywhere, all over the tabloids in the UK. Red meat causes cancer, sausages, bacon cause cancer. It's on all of the fucking headlines of the papers, you know. And that's real. I've known that for years. I'm a vegetarian. I stay away from meat. I'm trying my best to be vegan, but I keep relapsing. But we all know meat causes cancer. Red meat especially. Meat just generally increases the rate of disease and cancer in general. The more you eat, the more disease you will get. The less you eat, the less disease you will get. We know that vegetables are good, but the point I'm making is these headlines are out there at the same time that there's also a news article which just broke saying vegetarian sausages contain human DNA, and mystery meat, and as well as flesh of other animals such as chickens, beef, whatever, cows, whatever. Now, that's a fucking cover-up. They have these headlines everywhere saying meat causes cancer and red meat causes cancer, but they're not showing on the front page vegetarian substitute meat, which is not supposed to contain any flesh, contains human DNA. Human DNA. Human DNA. Human DNA. Now, where does that come from? A few years ago we had the Finders beef burger scare, the horse meat scandal. They were saying there was unknown types of meat there as well, and also human DNA. If you only watch the TV, maybe you didn't see that, but if you research it, there was unknown types of meat there, human DNA for any meat. What the so-called experts were saying was, maybe some of the employees were picking their nose, or they had a cut on the finger, and this would explain, maybe, this could possibly explain the traces of human DNA in these fucking products. Bullshit. You know, that could be. It could also be human flesh being distributed there. The amount of demand for meat at the moment, where do they get it all from? And if you're a company with such, you know, who has to supply such a high demand, you would look to cheap alternatives. And what are the cheap alternatives? You get rendering plants. Rendering plants where animals in black bags are chucked, still in the black bags half of the time, into rendering machines, rendered into pastes, pink slimes, cats, dogs, all sorts of fucking things. And then they're fed back to cats and dogs. So in pet food you get cats and dogs eating cats and dogs. Dog eat dog, cat eat cat, fucking cat eat human, human eat cat world, human eat human world. But people don't realise it. You look at the ingredients of most pet food, it will just say, you know, meat and animal derivatives, brackets, 3% fish, or 3% chicken. And what the fuck is the 97% remainder? It's unknown, pink slime, mystery meat. So, I conclude that these people who are making these hot dogs and whatever, Finders beef burgers a few years ago, whatever the fuck that was, they were getting meat on the cheap maybe, and like crack dealers and cocaine dealers, they will have 90% pure or whatever beef, cut it up with some percentage of pink slime shit from the rendering plant because it saves them money and it helps supply these zombies with all of their shit to eat the cancerous disease causing shit which they all ignore. Oh, you believe everything's really good, do nothing? Well, you stupid. You know, sort of person who had been chucked into a Nazi gas chamber or fucking incinerated because you're too stupid. Not that I agree with the Nazis, but you know, your biomass couldn't power the fucking computer and the camera that I'm fucking working on right now. I don't agree with that, but it's the sort of thinking that some people would think. So, this whole thing about the whole situation of headlines in the papers everywhere, meat causes cancer, red meat, we've known this for years, they're just announcing it again, just as another story comes out that there's human DNA in vegetarian meat substitutes and real flesh in vegetarian meat substitutes. So it's a way of diverting people's attention to this other fact which we've already known for years, that meat increases the rate of disease and meat will increase the rate of cancer once you consume it. We've already known that, they're just announcing it again, yeah? So people don't look at the other story that there's human DNA in meat, or so meat substitutes. Human DNA in meat substitutes. I mean, there's already human DNA in other meat, you just don't fucking know. It's just worse. It's a worse case when so-called vegetarian products contain human DNA and mystery meat and flesh of other animals. You know, it's pretty fucked up, and people need to clock onto what's going on. Rendering plants, fucking cheap meats, the demand's so high. Where do they get this from? Obviously, like crack and cocaine dealers, they will cut it up with cheap shit. Make it way more. Oh yeah, fucking 100% meat, 99% beef, 1% fucking mystery shit. What the fuck? You know, really, what the fuck is that? Human meat, human DNA. And these stupid so-called experts will go onto the TV to fucking influence people with a hypnosis like, oh, well, it may be due to employees picking their nose and then handling the meat, or maybe they had a cut on their finger. Oh, really? Well, it could be that, yeah, it could be that. It could also be human flesh in the fucking products, which is detected by basis of human DNA being detected. That could also be the case, such as cheap meat coming from the rendering plants to keep up with demand, like the crack and cocaine dealers getting it on cheap, or fucking talcum powder, whatever the fuck they cut it up. I don't know what the fuck they cut it up with. Washing powder with ecstasy tablets, for instance. I don't know what the fuck. Then you get human DNA and mystery meat and rendering meat into the fucking meat products, and now the vegetarian meat products. You know, what is that? It's disgusting. And you know, these people, even it's bad enough just with the pork lovers. They will see on the headlines, it causes cancer fact, and they will say, oh, you believe everything you read, you wouldn't eat nothing. That's a fucking thought-terminating cliche, a platitude. It's ridiculous, it's stupid, it's retarded, it makes you not think. You end the thinking process just there from a fucking thought-terminating cliche. No longer do you think, or you just fucking stopped debating, stopped thinking for yourself. Thought-terminating cliches. You believe everything you read, you wouldn't eat nothing. Excuse me, fuck off. Fucking subhuman cunt. I don't agree with Nazis, but they're the kind of people who went straight into the gas chambers, straight into the fucking furnaces. Fuck them in the furnaces, the cunts. Yeah, you believe everything you read, go into the furnace now. Power the computers with your fucking biomass, you dry biomass. Fucking jump into the generator, you cunt. That's if you're willing. So yeah, where does all this come from? My opinion is maybe it comes from the rendering plants, such as, oh, it could come from people picking their nose. No, I think it could be coming from rendering plants. Look at this shit. Look at this video, for instance. Look at this video. Black bags full of what? They don't even know what's in these black bags, but they'll throw them into the rendering machine because a truck turns up with black bags full of body parts, whether it's from an animal or a human, and they won't look inside the black bags. They will throw the black bags straight into the rendering machine. That becomes a paste, a fucking pink slime of mixed mystery meat, which they detected similar products in these vegetarian products. Becomes this mixed meat shit. They separate the fat. That's called tallow. That goes into soap. The bones is gelatin. What happens to the pink slime? What happens to the meat products? That goes into pet food. And what else does it go into? What else? Well, we detect human DNA in mystery meat and other fucking fucked up meat in these products. What's to say it's not in those? What's to say they're not distributing it in those products? To either keep up with demand or get rid of people. Get rid of bodies, get rid of the evidence. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? Turn up at a rendering plant with a few black bags full of fucking arms and legs. Here's 500 quid, Jim. Fucking get rid of that for me. You know, who the fuck doesn't do that? Maybe it goes on. You can imagine it goes on. I think that's more believable than somebody picking their nose and contaminating a whole line of fucking meat, and then somehow they detect this little slither of DNA in these test samples. Oh, we found like a bogey DNA. No. When they detect human DNA, it's much more fucking serious. And not really, it's not just human DNA. It's different DNA of different animals and unknown types of meat. So when there's unknown type, what are they? Unknown beings, fucking unknown beings picking their nose and handling these fucking carcasses, these cow carcasses? No. Are the dogs handling fucking cow carcasses? No. Are there chickens handling vegetarian sausages in the production line? No. Think logic, think reason. Conclude based on that. I hope you think for yourself. And just to add anyway, just a side point of the thing that's covering the main issue up anyway about this pork, red meat causing cancer, which we've known anyway that red meat and meat in general will increase the rate of cancer and disease. And look at this tabloid shit. Brits defend this. They want to defend the cause of cancer. You want to defend the cause of cancer? Really? So yeah, if you're wondering why I'm wearing shades, either if you want to troll in the comments, oh, he's wearing shades, look at him. Yeah, it's supposed to be dark at the moment. It's 27 minutes past midnight. I work many hours. I don't sleep much. the circadian rhythms which we all have. We're supposed to respond to natural daylight and natural night time. There's artificial light in the room, there's a screen I'm staring at. I like to try and keep my circadian rhythms in check, at least to a degree. So if I wear shades, you know, it's bringing darkness into my vision. Not as much artificial light is penetrating, so it's good. Great.